This is something I've been working on for a lifetime. At this point in my life, I'm 69 years old. I've had years and years, oh my God, more years than you can even imagine, of experience in business. All the way from starting as a call center agent way back in the 70s to being a CEO and president as I am today. So, being the guy that I am, I started writing a book because I figured, okay, well, maybe someday someone will see this somewhere, pick it up, it'll plant a seed for them, and they'll get some of the lessons that I've worked hard to learn. So, with that, the book is called Lessons I've Learned in No Particular Order. I did grab onto a couple mentors, and all unbeknownst to them, those are the people that I learned with. So let me share with you some of the lessons I've learned in no particular order. Hey, hello. This bright, shiny, very, very hot July 22nd. I think it's hot all over the world. You know what? I just came back from Morocco and I was like, boy, this is like the hottest place in the world. I cannot wait to get back home to Denver, Colorado, where it's cool and it's like perfect weather. Well, when I got back, it was 102 degrees. So, it's hot all over the world. I hope everybody's taking care of themselves. And maybe you're just sitting there and wondering what to do next. And hopefully, this next 15 minutes is going to help you think about something that I've learned in my life. All right, let's talk today about the idea of dedicating yourself to your people, to your staff, to the employees that really get a company to where it's intending to go. How do you do it? How do you really dedicate yourself? I think in theory, we all want to take care of our people. We all want to treat them best. We all, want to make sure that we're removing the obstacles for them. But how do I really do it? That becomes the question. And where is it important and where is it not important? And how do you divide yourself as a manager between the different mindsets and roles that you have to play? I mean, let me ask you the question. Is it really just something that you do with people that you take an hour a day and just focus on, I'm going to improve people? Or is it a culture and a mindset and a passion within a company that inevitably can lead everyone to helping everyone become the best version of themselves? Well, I think it's the last thing that I said. But how do you get there? Because I can tell you this, and I've been a CEO of companies for decades. And in the last 10 years, I've spent my time coming into companies and being a CEO for founders or for shareholders or for boards of directors. And when I am given the job, no one, not one time, has ever said to me, okay, Steve, we want you to come in and to do this with the company. And the primary goal is to make sure that you dedicate yourself to improve everybody around you. That's what we want you to do. I've never heard anybody say that. Not one time. What they say is, we have this problem, we have this desire, we want to make this much money, and this is where we want to go. Clearly, people are a part of that process, but that is never the primary thing anybody asks. But it's funny, as I look at LinkedIn and as I look at all the emails I get promoting different ideas, concepts, theories, and podcasts such as this one, we often are talking about how to do this, how to improve people. But at the same time, at the base of every company, they're not hiring me to do that for the people. They assume that's just table stakes, I guess. But the truth of the matter is it is a critical part in my mind to meeting all of those other goals that board of directors or shareholders is asked to accomplish, to be able to make sure that your focus is on your people. I think about it this way, that if my goal every day is to teach, to coach, to mentor, to give the best version of myself, to put myself in a position to enrich the people around me, and that's my mindset, then the outcome that I believe in is that those people, or some of those people, or occasionally one or the other of those people, will go back and do their job with that same level of passion. And some of that enthusiasm and excitement and learning and progress they make will rub off on the person next to them and another person next to them. And when you come to work each day and focus, and not just management, but everybody, to really care about the person next to you, that's a huge difference. So how do you do that as a manager? Because frankly, a board of directors or a business says the primary job of a CEO is to make sure that you're protecting the shareholders and you're giving shareholders value. So that means they're looking at your monthly, quarterly, annual financials. And that means that from a financial perspective, they're looking for top line growth and bottom line cash. So that's a whole different equation, isn't it? Well, I don't think it is. I think that my job is to say, look, I've got this group of people around me, and that group of people comes in and meets me, and I meet them, and we're all at a certain level, whatever that level is of experience and tolerance and capability. And my job is to look at each individual person and say, is there something that I can do with that person to help them become better than the sum of what they themselves felt and thought and believed in that they could become themselves without me? So how do I do that? And think about this. If you're a manager of any group and you have 5 people, 7 people that are in your group or more, but frankly, more usually means that there are managers and supervisors next to you. So within your direct group, you have that 7 people, let's call it, that you're interacting with on a consistent and regular basis. And if your goal is with each one to help them become in an evolution, the greater of the sum of who they themselves thought they could be, imagine as you're working on that each day, if that's your job each day, imagine what an outcome could be where each person is driven to do it the best, to care, and they're doing it because they know that you're committed not just to the company, but to them personally. Frankly, that to me is the key in building the difference in building a company that may meet financials, that may satisfy shareholders, or a company that will satisfy shareholders and will be amazing and great and exciting, and a place where you don't have things happening like, what is this, the Great Resignation that you're seeing today, where people under no circumstances will want to leave and go anywhere else because it's too exciting where they are. And it's exciting not because of what's happening somewhere else, but because within each person, they're getting better and better and better. So is it me putting out classes for people? Sure. Is it me saying to people, I want to pay for certain things that you want to learn? Sure. But it's different. It's finding a way internally to turn something in a person that makes them see themselves in a different and more vibrant way. That is the goal. And listen, I've lived my career, and at the end of my career, the one thing I can look at is I can say, there's a handful or one or many that I believe are better than what they ever even saw themselves becoming, I'm going to be thrilled with my career. I'm not going to look at my bank account. I'm just going to be thrilled because I did the next right thing over and over and over. But what does that require in you? It requires in you to wake up every day, and no matter how you are feeling about you, to set you aside and to get into the mindset of you are there for them. So listen, this is a lesson I've learned and cared about mightily. Now, there's a conflict to that. And what that conflict is I also have to do really hard things. I have to let people go. I have to restructure companies. I have to change people's positions. And sometimes I have to turn my back on people. So am I a hypocrite or am I what? What am I? So sure, in a simplistic way, you can say, look, if Steve says he's dedicated every day to me and he's been working in that regard and I feel great about myself, and then one day he makes a decision that negatively impacts me and others, am I a hypocrite? Maybe I am in a simple way. Hypocritical to the fact that that decision in that moment was not one of necessary growth for that person. Sure. But that's not my intention. And I think intentions are everything. If my intention is first and foremost to improve the people around me to the degree that they can be greater than the sum of what they are and see themselves in their mirror themselves, and I know that unbridled, I do that every single day in every single way, then when I have to make a hard decision, one for the shareholders, one that may hurt people in different ways, because that's also my job, one does not conflict with the other, because even the people that may have to leave the company in a difficult moment, when they have time to get past their crisis, they will realize that they're better for the experience that they had throughout. And that's what I actually feel when I make hard decisions. It's easier for me to make the hardest decisions when I care the most. Isn't that interesting? I care the most, and it's easier for me to make the hard decisions. At the same time, it doesn't feel good when you make the hard decisions, but at least you're leaving people with something they may have gained that makes them be able to be resilient and survive and go to the next thing that they can do in their lives. And you know what? Today, there are people that I know out in the business world that are amazing leaders that have made incredible leaps in their career, that are doing things that when I met them, maybe as a call center agent or a supervisor or something when they had no experience. And today they're leading organizations and teams and managing. I feel like maybe there was just a little piece of what I helped them become. And to me, that's everything. So look, with that, I want to leave you today with an idea that next time we talk, I'm going to be talking about something that I think is the bottom line in everything we do. And it's having a warrior mentality. And what in the world does that really mean? So with that, I'm going to let you go. You have a good weekend. Stay cool. Take care. Bye-bye.